Hi, and welcome to TRiBE's Toolbox, where you'll find tips, tricks, and stories by Black women for Black women. I'm Seyi, and I'm the co-founder of TRiBE. In this episode, we're going to talk about self-care, and I'm going to talk about my favourite pieces of advice from the TRiBE Self-Care Toolkit. So you've probably seen the term floating around, but what is self-care? Self-care is the self-initiated maintenance of your overall health and well-being. Basically, it's taking care of yourself. Self-care is important for everybody, but it's particularly important for Black women and girls for a few reasons. The first is that Black women tend to put everyone else before themselves. It means that we can't be vulnerable, that we can't ask for help. For some people, another reason is the strong Black woman trope that a lot of Black people in general buy into. And again, that means that because we're having to be strong all the time, we can't, again, ask for help, we can't be vulnerable. It means that we're always carrying a load on our backs that we can't put down. The third reason is the notion that we have to work twice as hard for half the reward. And not only can that be problematic, that can have a strain on our self-care and our well-being, because it means that we're always working. We never have an opportunity to stop. We don't get to take breaks. So how do you know if you're neglecting your self-care? If you're not sure, take some quiet time for yourself and check in with yourself and ask yourself some very simple questions, but be as honest as you can. How am I feeling today? What do I look like? Do I care? What am I putting in my body? How am I sleeping? How is my social life? How am I talking to myself? Am I saying nice things or am I saying things that are degrading? Am I consciously aware of the things I'm saying and doing? Why don't you pause the video now and see if you can answer those questions? So now we've identified some areas that might need a little bit of work. Here are some small steps that you can take towards better self-care. The first thing you could do is starting and ending your day with gratitude. Start saying out loud what you're grateful for. Saying thank you out loud makes all the difference. I used to take a piece of paper, small piece of paper every day and write what I was thankful for on it and pop it in a jar. And at the end of the day, I emptied that jar out and I would read all of the good things in my life that I could be thankful for. And that was a real boost to going into another year. Try it and see if it works. The second thing you can do is make some time for yourself. Set some time aside each week where you can have some quiet time and be alone with your thoughts. Thirdly, what are you watching? What are you listening to? Media, whether it's film, TV, music, social media, it all really has a big impact on us. I know we all love a bit of Netflix, but maybe take a break. Go outside and explore and see what else speaks to you, see what else fulfills you, see what else you enjoy. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Chimamanda Adichie says, no is a full sentence, and I agree. And lastly, pay attention to who you surround yourself with. There's a saying that you become the average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. So maybe take some time and find your tribe. So that's what I think. But here's some advice from some of the other women from the TRiBE Toolbox series.
Living your best life and doing things that serve you, doing things that make you happy, but at the same time understanding that there will be low periods and you need to understand how your body, your mind, and your soul works in order to balance and harmonize the scale.
In a society which continually tells us that we should overwork ourselves and exhaust ourselves, making sure that you take care of yourself is a revolutionary act. And that's particularly important for Black women because we're more likely to put others first. We're more likely to be on the sharp end of work or poverty, poor economic structures and laws. So making sure that we're taking care of ourselves means that we can take care of the people around us who matter to us the most as well.
Making sure that I'm doing the things so that I can be the best. Like, have I sorted everything else out? Like, do I feel confident? Do I feel prepared? Do I not feel stressed? Have I relaxed? Am I doing everything so that whenever the moment is, whether that be in my career or with my friends or with my family, that I can be my best self?
For me, self-care is community care. I don't think that it's possible to actually heal yourself without your community, without the support of your community, and without you kind of doing each one to each one, and kind of drawing each other's strength from each other, and kind of working collectively for the benefit of both ourselves and the community.
Protecting my energy, being around people who love me, are in alignment with my higher self, and generally people around me who nourish me.
Being my authentic self at all times, whether that means wearing my hair a particular way, dressing a particular way, or expressing myself a particular way.
I spent a lot of my years caring about what other people think about me, making other people happy, putting people before myself, you know, not being confident within myself. Oh, I feel like I'm getting emotional. Forgetting that, you know, it doesn't matter what people say about me. It doesn't matter what people say. I need to take control of my life. I need to care about me. I need to, you know, protect my feelings. I need to, you know, protect me.
In this day and age, I think wellness and self-care has become an industry where people are trying to sell you something. So go here, go on this spa day, this expensive massage holiday. I think it's important to realise that self-care doesn't have to cost you anything. So simple things like just sitting quietly by yourself, having a hot bath, reading a book, writing in your journal are just as impactful as expensive spa days.
A bath, having a good old soak, having time to contemplate. My mind is always racing, so having a really gentle space for me to allow my energy to flow is the perfect form of self-care for me.
By saying no. If I can't do something, I'm honest about it and I say no. I don't feel guilt about not being able to make it to a dinner, to a birthday. If I need to take time for myself to rest, if I need to give myself a break, I say no, and I feel 10 to 20 times better for it each and every time.
Try to meditate, even if it's just for 3 minutes in the morning, just to be in a calm space, and like when things are stressing me out during the day, because I get quite anxious about things, that I can kind of go back to that calm space and just see things as like everything is fleeting, you know, like not try and get caught up or tangled in like the stress or the worry or the pressure of a moment.
One thing I do, and I've always done, is I make sure that I go to sleep early and I wake up early. So I always make sure that I get a minimum of 6 hours sleep, and the way I'm able to do that is by having a plan every day of what I need to do, how many hours I'm going to spend on it, and just making sure that I follow through.
I love to laugh, so I make sure I find every single opportunity to laugh through banter, through TV shows, through anything. I will bend at everything. I mean, not everything, most things.
I try and pause, and we don't realise how pausing is so vital, because quick shot reactions out of anger, they can cause more damage than you think, and there might be a lot of regret that comes with that. So my form of self-care that I'm really trying to work on, because it's definitely not perfect, is more pause.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of TRiBE's Toolbox. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below and tell us what you've learned from this video. And don't forget to check out the other videos from TRiBE's Toolbox.